Hi chemistry peeps, it's Color here again. Under the solutions module, we're talking about dilutions practice. So there's only 5 of them and I'm going to work 2 of them for you. So if you have any questions on the rest of them, you need to make sure and let me know, please. You know, I get worried if nobody asks questions. Okay, so the dilution equation, you should have already watched the videos for the admit slip notes. And so on the admit slip, we talked about this equation right here. And you should find it on your reference tables as well. Okay, so this is our equation that we're going to use for all of these. We may have to rearrange it like we did on the admit slip. All right, if I add 25 milliliters, okay, of water to 125 milliliters of a 0.15 molar NaOH solution, what will the molarity of the diluted solution be? Now, this one, since we're given all of this, we really don't necessarily have to convert to liters. We just had to convert to liters in the other one, the molarity, because that's what it calls for. In this case, we're okay without conversion, but of course you know how to do it. You just have to put it over 1,000 and get the decimal if you want to convert, but we don't have to in these. So the first thing you need to do is write out every time. Oops, that should be molar 1 and then molarity 2. So every single time, write that out. Every single time, write out your equation. Every single time. Okay, do not skip steps. All right, so the molarity 1 in this case, it says of a 0.15 molar solution. So we know that's the first molarity given to us. Okay. Now the first volume, it says if I add 25 milliliters of water to 125, well that means 125 was already there. So that's our first volume. So our second molarity, our first, I messed up and put, that should be volume 2. Whoops. Okay. It's asking what would the molarity of the diluted solution, and M2 is always the diluted solution. Okay, so make sure you write this down, and this is always the concentrated solution. Okay, so volume 2 is going to be what these are together. So 25 plus 125, because we're adding those, we're adding, it says if I add that to that, so that means that's 150. And it's asking me what the molarity of the diluted solution will be, so that's my question mark. Okay? So now all you have to do is plug it in. And so M1 times V1 equals M2 times volume 2. Okay, and so when you have to multiply these together, of course, and then you have to divide by 150. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, my M2 should be 0.125 molarity. Check me if I messed up my math. Okay. All right, let's work number 2 real quick. Okay, if I add water to 100 milliliters of a 0.15 molar solution until the final volume is 150, that's easy. Final volume definitely means volume 2. Okay, what will the molarity of the diluted solution be? Again, we're solving for M2 then. Okay. So what is our M1? And it tells us right here, 0.15. And our M2 is what we are looking for. What is our volume 1? Okay. If I add water to 100 milliliters, which that means we already have 100 milliliters. Okay. Okay, so what is our volume 2? Okay, said final volume is 150. All right, so now you just have to plug in. So M1 is 0.15 multiplied by volume 1, which is 100, equals M2 multiplied by volume 2, which is 150. Okay, and then of course you have to divide both sides by 150. And if I've done my math correctly, M2 should equal 0.100 molarity. All right, check me on my math. Of course, let me know if I made any mistakes. Let me know if you have questions on 3, 4, and 5. And when you are completed and turn this in, I'll send you the answer key for those.